Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Before you fly down to Prague to explore Czechia, you should listen to my 30 things I wish I knew before flying down to Prague. That I learned from my many trips to Czechia. In this list, I'll give you some very useful tips and secrets that'll help you avoid costly mistakes and make your trip much more enjoyable. And watch out for tip number 16 involving buskers. It will truly shock you. I will also go through these 30 things while walking across the beautiful Charles Bridge at night and visit the astronomical clock in Old Town Square, which is a really cool thing to see if you're ever down in Prague. Also, don't forget to click like and subscribe if you got value from this video, as it helps the algorithm get this video out to a much larger audience. Are you ready? Let's begin our walking tour and my list of 30 things I wish I knew before visiting. And so should you.
First, when landing at Prague Airport, you will be landing at Terminal 2 for international flights. When you exit Terminal 2, you will notice several bus stops in front to the right. These bus stops will only take you around Prague, but if you're looking for the express bus that takes you to the national train station, this bus is not in front of Terminal 2. It is in front of Terminal 1 and is the first bus stop when you walk there. The website is incorrect about stopping in front of Terminal 2. There is no Terminal 2 bus stop and you'll miss your bus if you wait here. This is about a 10-minute walk, but not knowing this, you may end up wasting a lot of time trying to figure out where the express Terminal 2 stop is, because virtually no one will be able to speak English to help you out. Unless there are merchants in touristy areas, a lot of Czechs and the police walking around the airport do not speak English. You might be able to use Google Translate if they have time, but they're usually going to be in a rush because they have to catch their own bus. 2. Avoid using taxis at the airport or anywhere else in the country. Often, you will be overcharged just like you will in most other countries. You will also find that you will not be able to find any drivers using the Uber app like you were in other countries. This is because nobody uses the Uber rideshare app in Czechia. Most of the locals use the Bolt rideshare app. You will also notice that it's a lot cheaper using the Bolt app than a taxi. A trip using the Bolt app to your hotel may be $14, while using a taxi may be $45 or more. We are usually talking 3 to 4 times more using a taxi. 3. Buses are a cheap travel option around Prague, but you pay by time, not by destination. So you're looking at $1 to $2 for a bus ride to your destination. So a 30-minute ride, adults age 15 to 60 is 30 Czech crowns, 90 minutes is 40 Czech crowns, 24 hours is 120 Czech crowns, and 72 hours is 330 Czech crowns. At the time of this video, €1 gets you 25 crowns. $1 gets you 22.5 crowns. 4. If you're aged 60 to 65, your bus fare is half price, and if you are over 65 or under 15, your bus fare is free. So be aware of that when ordering your ticket from the automated machine, and make sure you have ID to prove your age to the ticket inspector. 5. Make sure to get your bus ticket validated when boarding the bus and make sure you know when it expires. If you ride a bus and your ticket says it lasts for 30 minutes, if you are a few minutes close to the end of your ticket, get off the bus and get a new ticket if it expires, or the bus police that gets on the bus at random stops and inspects passengers will give you a 1,000 crown fine for having an invalid ticket. If they catch you, you'll have to pay the fine immediately with cash or a credit card, or it's raised to 1,500 crowns if paid within 15 days. If you accidentally double time stamp your ticket from the machine, or the machine is out of ink and didn't stamp the ticket, you will have to get another ticket, as this ticket is invalid and they will fine you. 6. There is a bus ticket app in Prague called PID Letaka that you can buy bus tickets from and will provide a QR code for the inspector to scan. But if your cell phone runs out of power, you lose your phone, or if your data plan doesn't work at that location and you didn't screenshot the QR code, you will be fined. I prefer to have a paper ticket though, but it's completely up to you. 7. If you have a rental car, you can also use the PID Letaka app to scan the QR code on the parking clock. But there is a service charge paying by online versus putting money directly into the parking machine. 8. Getting a fine does not mean another ticket inspector will not write you up another fine, like having a parking ticket on your windshield. It says they can do it in the fine print. If you get a fine, you still have to buy another ticket without an expired time or get off the bus. 9. Be cautious when you see prices that are equal to or more than you experienced in neighboring Germany. The minimum wage in Czechia as of January 1st, 2024 is 764 euros per month. In Germany, it is 2,054 euros per month. In Turkey, it is 574 euros per month. This is why I prefer visiting Czechia in Turkey over Germany in Europe, because wages are going to be factored into the prices of everything, and in general, you will be spending many times more if you vacation in Germany than in Czechia. 10. Czechia still uses the Czech crown, not the euro, even though it is in the EU. But don't worry, your credit card works virtually everywhere, so it is rare that you need to worry about having local currency. There is also not a crazy tax fee using a credit card like in Turkey, where you pay an additional 10 to 20% fee to the merchant just for using your credit card. All you are paying is just whatever your credit card company charges to convert the currency, which is like 2 to 3%. I use my credit card for virtually everything here. 11. If you do need cash, use local bank ATMs instead of Euronet ATMs. Euronet ATMs are everywhere in Prague and charge outrageous extra fees over the bank ATM. Just avoid Euronet ATMs. Their exchange rates are terrible, like 18 crowns for a euro instead of 25 plus the fees. If you use an ATM, even the ATM from a proper bank, do not click on the local conversion option or you will pay a huge scam commission rate. Ahead of us is the famous astronomical clock. Going back to ATMs, they will also service charge you to display your bank balance, so do not check your balance on the ATM. 13. There are lots of scam currency exchange places that charge huge exchange fees or have a huge spread between buying and selling crowns, even though they post a 0% commission. If you're not sure and have to change $1 first and see what you get back. Some places charge up to a 44% commission. Also, make sure you get a receipt because under Czech law, you have 3 hours to get a refund provided you have the receipt. I do not know how it is enforced if the change place refuses to do a refund, so I would try exchanging $1 or euro first to see if it is fair, and then changing the rest of your funds instead of doing it all at once. You could go to the police station if they refuse to change it back, but how much time are you going to spend finding a station, writing up a report when an officer is available, and having the officer come down to the business to resolve it? Is it worth wasting 4 hours of your vacation time? 14. Never change euros or US dollars to Czech crowns with anyone from the street. They are the people who hang out near the ATMs or currency places coming up to offer you a better deal. But they will try to hand you Belarusian rubles or some other worthless currency while you think it is the local currency. 15. Avoid anyone in Prague who asks you for anything to do with money. A lot of the scams common in Rome and other countries, like fake charities, are showing up here. Avoid buskers who try to get you to take selfies with them or animals, because they will then harass you for a huge fee. You may even get shaken down by half a dozen of their friends who will surround you. This selfie scam was made illegal a few years ago, so just threaten to report them to the police. We're now walking in the Castle district outside Prague Castle. 17. Watch out for people stopping their vehicles on the street next to you and asking for gas money. Usually they're well dressed, driving a BMW, and will try to sell you a fake gold ring or necklace, saying it's real gold for 100 euros or something. The jewelry is plated and not solid and worthless. It's a scam. Don't fall for it. 18. Most people don't speak English, so get a tourist SIM card and learn to use Google Translate. I picked up a 2-week eSIM card for Czechia for only $6 Canadian online, even though they were asking for a regular SIM card, $35. 3 gigs is plenty for Google Maps, the Bolt Rideshare app, and Google Translate. 19. When ordering things like a sausage and a bun from a street vendor, the posted price is not the final price. That is the price per 100 grams. So you may end up paying 5 times more than what you thought you were buying it for. 20. Meals are almost twice as expensive in Old Town Square as a restaurant just 10 minutes away for the same item. 21. Be very careful of mini-mart convenience stores in Prague in the touristy areas. A lot of them are set up for tourists and the locals don't shop there. Some of them will even tape price stickers over the expiry dates, so look for the expiry dates on them. And some of the items are priced a lot more than restaurants in the main square, like selling a half-liter of Czech Pilsner for 150 crowns or a Corona for 199 crowns, while a restaurant charges only 85 crowns or less for a Corona. Beer is the cheapest drink in Prague. It's not heavily taxed like Scandinavian countries. A couple beers in a restaurant usually costs half of what they are selling it for. They even do this with bottled water, charging 100 to 200 crowns a bottle when it's only like 20 crowns in the grocery store. 22. Don't buy Trdelník, even though it's advertised as traditional Czech treats. It is an overpriced, tasteless treat that originated from Romania, not Czechia. A lot of vendors have been selling it in Prague, and it only costs 5 crowns to make, and they sell it for over 100 crowns. If you want something that originated from Czechia, go to a local bakery and buy a koláč instead. 23. It's a lot cheaper to use the train to get around the country, but it takes longer. Gas in Czechia was 80 cents Canadian a liter higher than in Canada, and gas in Canada costs more than in the US. For Americans, a US gallon is almost $7 US. 24. If you leave Prague with a rental car, be aware that there are toll roads like the D10, also called the motorway or dálnici. One of the advantages is the speed limit is 130 kilometers an hour. Highways or silnici are free but only 90 kilometers an hour. To use the motorway, you have to register your plates for an e-ticket, or a fine will be sent to your rental car company, and you will be charged on your credit card with an additional service charge. Also, be aware that the state sells e-tickets, and private companies also sell these e-tickets with an additional service charge. 25. Avoid candy stores in the old town of Prague. You can spend up to 35 euros for a bag of candy when you can get it at the grocery store for only a fraction of the price. 26. Beware of pickpockets when watching street musicians surrounded by a group of people. 27. Prague is not Canada or Amsterdam. It is illegal to buy anything containing THC and smoke weed, even though you see a bunch of fake weed shops all over Prague. What they're selling for is fake, and if you search the package, it will actually say in the fine print or on a sticker the word souvenir. 28. Research the historical sites you want to visit online. Some historical sites, like the historical churches in Prague, may be closed on that day, making it pointless to show up. Also, off-peak season, a lot of castles outside of Prague are only open on the weekends. Sometimes it is better to book online, as tickets to some sites might sell out fast. 29. Most restaurants in non-touristy areas in Prague have a few lunch specials for the locals from around 11:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., where they cook a large amount of a few items and offer it at a much lower price than usual, like 6 euros or 150 crowns for a main course and a soup. After you order, always ask for a receipt. Sometimes they might add in a tip that's a lot higher than you thought it was worth. Tips cannot legally be included without announcing it before you order. Also, they may have added something you have not ordered, so always double check the receipt that it's exactly what you ordered, and that the price is similar to what you saw on the menu. 30. If you want to find souvenirs that are cheaper than in Old Town Square, a lot of people say go to the Havel Street Market from Old Town Square. Havelska Street is a row of street vendors with stalls that stretches a block like a bazaar. I find it to be a mixed basket for prices though. A sign there says it's been a market since 1232, which is almost 800 years of history. So, if you're a big history buff like myself, I think it is worth a visit, even if you don't buy anything. We don't have markets that old in Canada. Fridge magnets are everywhere around Prague, but I have seen decent ones in this market for around 25 crowns, which is around $1. A 3D fridge magnet I saw with Prague Castle was 50 crowns. But then again, it was like 25 euros for a leather wallet. Be careful buying fruit there, as it's listed in 100 grams, not pounds or kilos, and it is usually handwritten with a marker. And some of them write a 1 that looks like a 4. Let me explain what I mean. Imagine the number 7, where the vertical line is straight and the horizontal line is turned down 90 degrees and is 3/4 the length of the other part, making it look like a 4. To put this into perspective, one stall wanted 39 crowns for 100 grams of strawberries, and another stall wanted 19 crowns for 100 grams. Imagine if you bought a pound of strawberries at 39 crowns for 100 grams. That would be around 7 euros or $8 US for 1 pound of strawberries from this stall, or $4 from another stall. Overall, this was an amazing trip, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it if you follow my tips. You can also save this video on your YouTube app so you can review it while waiting for your plane at the airport. This concludes my tips, so if you like this video, please click like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you want me to make similar videos on different countries.